Entering higher education is likely to be one of the most significant steps which you will take. If your hopes and aspirations are to be fulfilled, then this is the time when you've got to get things right.
Global air temperature has quite clearly been rising.
Hatfield students come from many different backgrounds. Some are attracted by its international reputation in the natural sciences, engineering and computer science. Others take up the very popular courses in the humanities, business studies, law, social and health sciences, and education. Many opt to combine courses across a range of disciplines. It's a truly international polytechnic. Of its 7,000 students, over 1,000 have come from overseas.
Which was a period of considerable climatic optimum.
Hatfield School of Engineering is one of the largest in the UK, and its links with the engineering and aerospace industries are well known. Courses include aerospace, mechanical and vehicle engineering, civil engineering, electrical and electronic, and manufacturing systems engineering.
The idea being so we can pick up any number of parts.
Courses are designed for students with a wide variety of background qualifications. Most students come having taken B.Tech National or A-level examinations.
We've actually seen the machine simulate cutting a component. How long do you think the component would actually take to machine?
About 4 minutes.
About 4 minutes? About 5 minutes. If you press R3, we'll see. Right, that's it. Okay.
Hatfield has outstanding facilities, and its sandwich courses especially, designed to give practical experience in industry, provide a perfect grounding for tomorrow's engineers, technologists and scientists.
I came here on an open day and I like what I saw compared to other polytechnics in terms of resources and facilities.
During their period of study, students can spend 12 months in paid employment in the UK or overseas, and this time spent on placement is regarded as an essential part of most courses.
I'm working at British Aerospace Hatfield as part of my second 6-month placement. I've worked in quality control and in the buying office, and I'm now in design. I'll be moving over to marketing very soon, and I'm being paid a decent salary while I'm here, which is very nice, and I think it's all very relevant to my course.
So, as the pendulum falls in that direction, the trolley has to move in that direction. Okay?
Oh, I think I still have to change the integral time.
Well, what's it set at now?
3.5. I'm a student from Germany, right here on my final year in electrical engineering. I finished my studies of electrical engineering in Hamburg with a major of control systems. And now I'm here on the Erasmus program to get an additional degree in electrical engineering. It was a nice control, but can we try again?
Polytechnic courses and research are regularly monitored and often ranked in order of esteem by employers and academics. Such surveys of industry's requirements agree that Hatfield's practical approach more than satisfies employers' needs. In engineering, the strong emphasis on computer-aided design and computer-aided manufacture ensures that Hatfield will remain a leader in the provision of professional engineers into the 21st century.
I'm an Italian student coming from Politecnico di Milano, and I went here in Hatfield to study mechanical engineering, vehicle option. I won an European Community grant to study 1 year abroad, and I'm going to come back in Italy next year to work in Alfa Romeo.
Information sciences, computing and mathematics are areas in which Hatfield has an international reputation.
I came to Hatfield Polytechnic to study computer science because it was recommended as one of the best places by my A-level lecturer.
Computer facilities are available to all Hatfield students through the Computer Centre and elsewhere in the Polytechnic, providing some of the most extensive and high-grade tuition to be found in higher education. Hatfield's Business School is located in attractive parkland near the county town of Hertford, some 9 miles away from the main campus at Hatfield, and there is a regular minibus service between the two. Hertford has its own student facilities and is largely self-contained.
We're final year higher national diploma students, and we're doing a client-related studies project into whether work placement should be introduced onto our course. We're analysing some questionnaire results from a survey of companies in Hertfordshire.
It's not, it's taking a bit of time, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's got to load up, I think. That's all right, it's no problem. So how many
Do you
have
want to
got
check
then?
them out? I've got about 25.
The business school has recently added undergraduate courses in decision sciences, applied economics and European management. And for postgraduates, the MBA course is particularly attractive.
Well, I think for me the main benefit really was the greater exposure to areas like law and economics, where I felt I was a little bit light, and I think that combined with the strategic content of the course really was the main benefits to me.
I think the MBA is one of the best thought of and most highly respected business qualifications, so hopefully it's going to benefit me in my career.
Alors, je vais vous poser certaines questions. Alors, je vais commencer avec ce groupe-là. Vous êtes d'accord? Je commence avec vous.
Whatever course you take at Hatfield, you can combine it with the study of European languages and so be better prepared for the 1990s and able to take advantage of the opportunities open for study and employment on the continent.
Tu veux dire, si c'est une partie de l'Angleterre, c'est pas grave, comme l'Écosse, le Pays de Galles, l'Irlande du Nord, hein? Mais l'Angleterre, attention, c'est ça?
You have to work for a degree. Nobody's going to give you one. Going to a college or a polytechnic for the first time means coming to grips with yourself. Self-discipline is a very important aspect on this. You've got to get a balance between your studies and a social life. As far as the work habit's concerned, there's nobody actually sitting on your shoulder. They're never very far behind you, but you have to push yourself. You've got to work for a degree.
Every sporting taste is catered for at Hatfield, and all are welcome. Beginners as well as established sportsmen and women. The Polytechnic competes in the British Polytechnic and the South East England Colleges Leagues. Opportunities exist to gain representative honours, and there are also overseas tours to France and the United States. If you've any energy left after all this, there are many clubs and societies to join. The Students' Union also organises frequent concerts, discos and other events.
Student life at Hatfield is very much what you make of it. The Student Union runs over 80 clubs and societies. We have a thriving campus radio station and an excellent fortnightly magazine, all of which you can get involved in.
Hatfield Polytechnic is one of the best polytechnics there is. It beats most other polytechnics and it beats quite a lot of universities. It's a very good polytechnic, basically.
I came here as in the various surveys I read prior to applying, Hatfield was considered the leading polytechnic for both biology and chemistry. As I intend to go into the field of biochemistry, Hatfield seemed the most appropriate choice for me.
Very good yield, 160 over 90.
Nowadays, professional skills need constant updating. This is a major activity at the Polytechnic. For example, Hatfield is responsible for training the Home Office forensic science personnel in the skills of genetic fingerprinting techniques.
This was radio-labelled DNA with S35, and you can see from the positions of the various bands in this autoradiogram what the DNA sequence is. And the procedure is that you work your way up from the bottom of the autoradiogram towards the top, looking at 4 lanes in turn, and you're able to read off the sequence directly.
Chemistry courses at Hatfield are designed to emphasise practical application and usefulness to industry.
Down through the packing, through the liquid seal, and back into the reservoir. And if I now turn on the air supply, gently, the friction that's caused by the gas passing countercurrent to the liquid causes a pressure drop and depresses the liquid level in here, and the pressure difference is shown on this gauge here.
A feature of the physical sciences at Hatfield is the extent to which computers and other sophisticated equipment are used in the control of reactions and the analysis of materials.
Well, let's look at this steel fracture. That's about 2,000 times.
What's the particle in the middle of the screen?
Well, I think it's probably a manganese sulfide particle. We can confirm that on the energy dispersive analyzer.
The majority of science students spend a year in industry, and their success in the employment market underlines the value of this experience. Equally, many students already work in industry and are completing their degrees and higher diplomas by part-time study.
I work full-time for Glaxo in drug research in Hertfordshire. I'm also doing a part-time degree course here in Hatfield Polytechnic alongside full-time students. I'm specialising in pharmacology, and I'm sure this is going to help with my career progression.
Many Hatfield students do part of their studies at the Polytechnic Field Centre at Bayfordbury. This large complex of woodland, grassland and freshwater habitats also houses the Polytechnic's observatory. Students of astronomy and astrophysics make extensive use of facilities rare in higher education.
At the moment we have it set up for visual work, but in a moment we'll swap over to the stellar spectrograph.
For students of applied biology, environmental sciences and horticulture, the Polytechnic's facilities at Bayfordbury make a significant contribution to the development of the professional life scientist.
Now, here we have a typical fern with its spores on the back of the leaves. You might have thought that something like this or something like this was a fern.
Hatfield Polytechnic makes a major contribution to nursing education in the region. In a collaborative venture with the North Thames Health Authority, Hatfield trains nurses for professional qualifications and towards nursing degrees.
Since the introduction of the National Nurse Training Scheme, many nurses are taking degrees and professional diplomas. I'm a staff nurse at the Royal National Orthopaedic Hospital, and I'm also studying at Hatfield Polytechnic for the degree in nursing studies.
The nursing courses are complemented by degrees in social sciences, social work and law. These all take place on the Hatfield campus. Hatfield's state-of-the-art psychology facilities allow deep insight into the nature of human behavior. The psychology courses are particularly attractive to those interested in a scientific approach to the subject. The third campus is Wall Hall, near Watford, the home of the School of Humanities and Education. The humanities degree enables students to specialize in English literature, historical studies, linguistics or philosophy, and can also be linked in with other studies, such as European languages or psychology.
And you come and see me and say, well, Tony, I'd like to learn about this stuff. And I'll say, well, I'm afraid you're going to have to go through another 45 years, or another 30 years, whatever it is, before you are going to understand what I say. All I can do is point you in the direction, look mystical and whatever.
Wall Hall is well known for its range of artistic skills. Students on the Polytechnic's education courses have the use of well-equipped studios for painting, printmaking, ceramics, textile printing and dyeing, and sculpture. A local authority nursery school is sited actually at Wall Hall, which gives student teachers the opportunity to work with young children and to study their development on campus.
Give that to me.
I can stick it.
Okay.
Teaching practice also takes place at various schools in the area.
Sinead, a taxi driver, that's right. Does the taxi driver only work at night? No. No. John Joe. Danielle.
Wall Hall provides all the facilities for studying to acquire the educational skills needed by the national curriculum.
Fiona.
Hatfield takes its accommodation responsibilities seriously. The accommodation service tries to find housing for all new students, as no new student wants to be without a room at the start of the term. There are places for over 2,000 in the halls of residence, and room for another 1,000 in rented houses. About half of these places are reserved for first-year students.
There are many advantages in living on campus. It's cheaper, and you're closer to your place of work. Most students have a single bedroom where they can study in private. The newest and best accommodation is the student village on the Hatfield campus. Each home has its shared lounge, and most people enjoy cooking in the communal kitchens.
How's the soup?
It's a gourmet experience, Alyssa, but you're going to have to wait a few moments more.
So where is Hatfield Polytechnic? It's spread over 3 campuses in the Hertfordshire countryside north of London. Hatfield itself is about 20 minutes by train into London, and there are good transport links to other local towns. The major motorways are nearby, and it is easy to get to Heathrow Airport. So the Polytechnic is easy to get to and ideally situated for students wishing to travel around. Hatfield Polytechnic has a long-established reputation for excellence and offers variety and flexibility in schemes of study. A choice of full or part-time or sandwich courses for degree or higher diploma. And it has a record above the national average for finding employment for its graduates. Whether you're at school or at a college of further education, or however you're gaining your entrance qualifications, we have courses that will be right for you. Think seriously about Hatfield Polytechnic, because we think seriously about you.